Hey again, so I know I already made a video today and posted it and everything, but I thought of some things after my first rant that I had totally forgotten about that are actually really kind of important. Also because I was looking at other people's Tourette's YouTube videos because that's what I do in my free time. I don't know. I was looking over my blogger, which I haven't, updated since August, and I actually don't plan to because blogging is not my thing, but I tried it for a little while, and I thought of a lot of things that I'd really like to talk about. The first one is how people think that the only way you have Tourette's is when you yell profanity. That was weird. That's so stupid. Honestly, it is. Less than 5%, I think it is, of people who have Tourette's do that. There's a name for it and I can't pronounce it, so I'm not even trying. But seriously, like, why? Why is that the stigma? Why is that the stereotype? I just don't get it. And there's things all over the internet. The Tourette's guy, for example, has like a bajillion views, and usually I'm not one for calling people out on faking Tourette's, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't actually have Tourette's and he's just doing it for the attention. Because why would someone post videos like that? Unless he has really, like, some other issues that we're not going to go into. So the other thing I want to talk about is what it feels like to tick. A lot of people don't understand that. Here's the thing. Before you tick, at least for me, I get like a sensation in the muscle group or the muscle that wants to move. And my ticks are really bad for this video, I'm sorry, it's kind of distracting, but I get a sensation almost like burning. It burns. It actually really hurts before I tick, and that's mainly the reason I have to do it. It's not that my muscles necessarily spontaneously move on their own. It's that it hurts, and I need to relieve that hurt. Sometimes I mean it as a spontaneous kind of thing and I don't even notice, but a lot of times, especially when I'm trying to like not tick, like now because they're getting really bad because it's almost midnight and oh my god, it's almost midnight and I should be sleeping, but I'm not tired. Things like that. They get really, really bad. The other thing that sometimes is really funny, but is actually really annoying a lot of times is my dad. I used to have a tick that looked like I was sneezing. It was something along the lines of this, and like I scrunched my face and I went down like I was sneezing, and every time my dad would say "bless you," and that was funny the first couple times, and now it's kind of a joke with my family, but it gets really, really annoying because I mean it's kind of the relationship my dad and I have, and that's a whole other story, but it's just kind of mean, honestly. Another thing, oh my god, this is going to be so many rants all in one, I'm so sorry. Another thing is medication. Medication sucks. Let's just put it that way. I would really prefer not to be medicated. Really, I would. But the thing is, and I thought of this because on my blogger I talked about how I had an argument with someone in my AP psychology class last year about medication because we were talking about therapy options, and they said that medication was wrong and it was just masking everything and making everything worse. Here's the thing about medication. And this is more of a panic attack or a panic disorder rant than a Tourette's rant, but my panic disorder, I could not drive, I could not hold a job. Well, I held a job, but I called in sick a lot and they got really mad at me until I explained to them that I had a medical condition, and if I didn't have a medical condition, I would have gotten fired. Let's be honest. And I did get fired later for an unrelated cause, but whatever. That was not worth getting fired over it. I'm pretty sure it's because I called in sick so much. But I couldn't help it. I couldn't drive. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't go to school. I couldn't function. I couldn't study. I couldn't do anything. It was so debilitating. And then I started taking medication, and I took Zoloft. That was my starter medication, and I started with 25 milligrams, and then I went to 50, and then I went to 75. So in the end, I was on 75 milligrams of Zoloft. It made my anxiety go away, and it worked like a charm for anxiety. I felt so relaxed all the time. I didn't have any more panic attacks, but it made my Tourette's so much worse that it wasn't worth it. My tics were so bad, and I did things like punch myself in the face because of my tics, like repeatedly. I had bruises everywhere because I'm also slightly anemic, so I bruise really easily. I have really low iron, and I'm just, is that worth it? Is it worth it to be able to function, kind of? No. So I started a new medication, and sorry. I went on another medication, and I'm still on that medication, and I take Paxil now, and I'm on 20 milligrams, I think. Yeah, 20 milligrams of Paxil. And it worked really, really well. But first, or no, I'm on 15 now. Yeah, because I started on 20. I started at 20 milligrams of Paxil, and it worked so well. My tics were completely gone. My panic attacks were completely gone. I was so calm. The problem was I had no anxiety, which you'd think that'd be a good thing for someone who's taking anti-anxiety medication. But the thing was, I didn't have the normal levels of anxiety that you're supposed to have. I didn't do my homework. Okay, I was on 20 milligrams for like 2 weeks before I realized that it was really, really a problem and could get to my doctor and fix it. I didn't do my homework. I didn't study. My grades dropped even more than they had already dropped because I wasn't going to school for my panic attacks. Basically, my GPA plummeted. Well, not plummeted, but not good for me. Like, I had all A's up until then. Well, except for math. There's a reason I didn't take math past my junior year in high school. Like, I'm not good at math. I'm an English person. And, but, like, all my scores went down so low because I wasn't doing anything. So obviously that's not working either. So I went down to 15. And, or 10? Hold on, I'm gonna check this because it's bothering me now. Little bottle of pills, 10 milligrams, 110 now. And it's working pretty well, but, but my tics are getting really bad again, and my anxiety's starting to come back, but maybe that's just because I'm in college. So when I go back home for Christmas, I'm going to go to my doctor and talk to him about changing medications or upping my dosage. So, I mean, if anybody has any medication, like things that happen to me or whatever, I do my research very thoroughly. Don't worry, I'm not going to take people's opinions off the internet. But I would like to know if you're willing to share. Yeah. The other thing that drives me nuts is the people who, the people who accuse you of faking Tourette's. Yeah, no, definitely not. People, especially at my high school, thought I was faking because my tics weren't obvious until, well, they started my sophomore year of high school, but they weren't really bad. Like, it was just the blinking that most people start with. That's generally the starter tic, is the blinking. And, like, nobody really noticed. They thought I had something in my eye or, like, something else like that. And the blinking actually runs in my family. I don't know. Well, obviously, okay, Tourette's is hereditary. I'm gonna leave that for okay, we're not even gonna go there. I'm sorry for bringing it up. But anyway, people didn't really notice. Okay? And then my junior year it started to get a little bit worse. Like I would flick my hands and I would kind of occasionally jerk my head one way or the other, roll my neck around, or I don't know why I'm demonstrating all of them, but whatever. Things like that. Open my jaw. I had that one for a long time. It hurts a lot. I would do things like that, so like people didn't really notice. And then my tics got really bad, and I, got my diagnosis, and I was just like straight up like I have Tourette's. Even before my diagnosis, like my doctor was like, okay, basically you have Tourette's, but I can't officially diagnose you for like a year, and that's the rules. And I was like, okay. So basically, I was just like, you guys, I have Tourette's, and he was like, no, you don't. I was like, are you kidding? You. Why would anyone fake this? Why would anyone do this to themselves? Okay, one, I can't imagine how strenuous it would be to fake it, because it's freaking strenuous to do. For real. So why would anyone want to fake it? The other thing I think was the problem is I don't know if anyone else at my high school that had Tourette's except for my ex-boyfriend, and I would have never known unless, if he didn't tell me, I would have never known. Yeah, isn't that great? I gave the guy with Tourette's and anxiety. We matched. I was like, oh god, I get married and have kids. Okay, I can have Tourette's and anxiety. Awesome. Hold it. Yeah, so like, why would people think I was faking it? I think the problem is people aren't educated enough, and they just assume that what they see in pop culture is true. And that is really, really annoying, because I know that I have Tourette's, and it's very obvious, I think. But, I mean, someone who would accuse someone of faking, I can't imagine. Why? What goes through your head? I don't get it, I guess. So that's my second rant for tonight. There'll probably be another one. I don't know why I'm staying up so late. Insomnia has been kind of bad lately. I don't know. I think it's my medication, being weird. So yeah, if you have any comments or something similar happened to you, I'd really like to hear about it. I think I'm going to start using my channel more for advocation. I'd really like to start advocating a little bit more for Tourette's and anxiety and panic disorders, because they affect me so much, and I realize that I do not advocate enough for things like this that really affect my entire life. I don't put enough time into it, so I'd really like to start advocating a little bit more. So if you could comment below or reply with the video, that'd be really great. Suggestions, anything. And I also have some videos of me singing, which are not that great, but whatever. It's fun. So check those out too. I mean, if you're bored. Thanks for watching.